Imagine a world where humans never walked upright. This single evolutionary change, from moving on all fours to standing on two legs, fundamentally shaped our species and the way we interact with the world. But what if that never happened? How would humanity evolve, and how would the world look today without this defining trait? Walking upright, or bipedalism, is one of the key features that separates humans from other primates. Around 7 million years ago, our ancestors began transitioning from life in the trees to the ground, and bipedalism became the cornerstone of this shift. It freed up our hands, allowing us to carry tools, gather food, and eventually create the civilizations we know today. Without this shift, the entire course of human history would change. In a world where humans remain quadrupedal, evolution would take a dramatically different path. Let's start with our physiology. Walking on all fours requires a body optimized for balance, strength, and endurance on 4 limbs rather than 2. Our spine, currently curved to support an upright posture, would instead remain horizontal, like that of a chimpanzee or gorilla. Our pelvis would be elongated, and our arms would be much stronger, capable of supporting our body weight during locomotion. But this isn't just about how we'd look. Our lifestyle would also be dictated by this physical structure. Quadrupedal humans would likely retain many behaviors seen in other primates. For instance, we might still spend significant time in trees, using our long arms and flexible joints to swing between branches. Hunting and foraging on the ground would be slower and less efficient, as our movements wouldn't cover as much distance as bipedal strides. Tool use, a hallmark of human evolution, would be severely limited. While modern humans developed precision grip and dexterity due to free hands, quadrupedal humans would use their hands for movement, leaving little opportunity for the fine motor skills required to make tools. We might still use rudimentary objects like sticks and stones, but without free hands, there would be less opportunity for innovation. Even our ability to communicate might be stunted. Early humans' upright stance allowed us to engage in face-to-face interaction, which played a crucial role in developing complex language and social bonds. Quadrupedal humans, with their heads closer to the ground and arms occupied, would struggle to maintain the same level of visual contact. Social hierarchies might resemble those of other primates, relying on vocalizations, gestures, and dominance displays rather than verbal language. Quadrupedalism would also dictate where humans could live. Modern humans thrived because bipedalism enabled us to adapt to a wide range of environments, from open savannas to dense forests. Walking upright allowed us to see over tall grasses, spot predators, and travel long distances efficiently in search of food or shelter. Without this ability, quadrupedal humans would be confined to more predictable and resource-rich environments, like tropical forests. Our spread across the globe, from deserts to tundras, would be far less extensive. This limited range would also restrict population growth. Bipedal humans became apex predators, capable of hunting large game and controlling their environments. Quadrupedal humans, with less efficient movement and limited tool use, would struggle to dominate the food chain. Predators like lions, leopards, or wolves would pose a constant threat, and survival would depend heavily on avoiding danger rather than confronting it. However, quadrupedal humans might still find ways to thrive. Like other social animals, they could form tight-knit groups for protection and cooperation. Hunting strategies might involve ambush techniques, using the cover of dense vegetation to stalk prey. Communication through body language and vocal calls could become highly sophisticated, similar to how dolphins or wolves coordinate within their packs. But what about our brains? Would they evolve to the same level of complexity? The answer might be no. Upright walking didn't just free our hands, It also reduced the energy required for locomotion. This energy surplus allowed our ancestors to divert more resources to brain development, leading to the intelligence that defines humanity today. Quadrupedal humans, expending more energy on movement, might not achieve the same cognitive advancements. Even if intelligence did evolve, technological progress would be hindered. Without free hands, writing, building and crafting would be nearly impossible. Agriculture, one of the key developments that enabled the rise of civilizations, would likely never occur. Farming requires tools for planting, harvesting and storage, all tasks that demand dexterity and precision. Quadrupedal humans, relying on their hands for movement, wouldn't have the means to develop these tools, let alone use them effectively. In this alternate timeline, humanity might remain closer to its primate relatives, living in small, nomadic groups with limited technological progress. Societies wouldn't emerge, and the concept of nations or cities would be unimaginable. Instead, humans might occupy a niche similar to that of chimpanzees or gorillas, relying on their environment for food and shelter without significantly altering it. Yet this doesn't mean quadrupedal humans would lack social structure. Like other primates, they could develop intricate relationships within their groups. Grooming, vocalizations, and displays of affection could foster bonds, while dominance hierarchies would establish order. Social learning, passing knowledge from one generation to the next, might still occur, even without language or complex tools. Quadrupedalism would also shape human culture in ways we can't fully predict. Art, for example, might never emerge in the form we know it. Cave paintings, sculptures, and carvings require free hands and creative thought, two traits less likely to develop in this alternate reality. Instead, humans might express themselves through vocalizations, body language, or even natural arrangements of objects found in their environment. The challenges of quadrupedal life wouldn't just affect humans, they'd also reshape our relationship with the natural world. In our timeline, humans became stewards of the planet, for better or worse, because bipedalism allowed us to manipulate our surroundings and transform entire ecosystems. Quadrupedal humans, less able to alter their environment, would have a smaller ecological footprint. Forests, grasslands and rivers might remain untouched, preserving biodiversity in ways unimaginable today. However, this limited impact wouldn't entirely shield humans from environmental pressures. Climate change, resource scarcity and natural disasters would still pose significant threats. Without the ability to innovate on the scale of bipedal humans, quadrupedal humans would be at the mercy of these forces, relying on instinct and social cooperation to survive. As we consider this alternate reality, it becomes clear just how much humanity owes to the simple act of walking upright. This evolutionary shift didn't just change how we moved, it reshaped how we thought, lived, and interacted with the world around us. And yet, the story of quadrupedal humans doesn't end here. The question remains, could such a species find its own unique path to survival and success, even without the advantages of bipedalism? While quadrupedal humans would lack many of the advantages of their bipedal counterparts, it's important to explore how they might adapt and carve out their own niche in the natural world. Evolution has a way of finding solutions, even in the face of significant limitations. One possible adaptation for quadrupedal humans could be enhanced upper body strength and dexterity. While they wouldn't have the fine motor skills of bipedal humans, their reliance on their arms for movement could lead to exceptional climbing abilities. Quadrupedal humans might continue to live in trees, using their powerful arms to swing between branches and avoid ground-based predators. This arboreal lifestyle could protect them from many of the dangers faced by terrestrial species, giving them an evolutionary advantage in forested environments. Communication would also play a crucial role in their survival. While complex language might not develop, Quadrupedal humans could use a combination of vocal calls, facial expressions, and body movements to convey information. Over time, these communication methods could become highly sophisticated, enabling them to coordinate group activities like hunting or foraging. Their diet would also influence their evolution. Quadrupedal humans would likely rely on a mix of fruits, leaves, and small prey, similar to other primates. This diet would limit their caloric intake, which in turn might restrict brain development. However, dietary specialization, like the ability to digest tough plant materials or adapt to seasonal food availability, could give them an edge in their environment. The lack of free hands might not completely prevent tool use. Quadrupedal humans could learn to manipulate objects with their mouths or feet, similar to how some primates today use their bodies creatively. For example, they might use sticks to dig for insects or stones to crack open nuts. While this tool use would be rudimentary compared to bipedal humans, it could still provide a significant survival advantage. Social structures would also play a key role in their development. Quadrupedal humans might form close-knit groups with clearly defined roles. Elders could serve as repositories of knowledge, passing down survival techniques through observation and imitation. Younger members might take on the role of scouts or hunters, using their agility to explore new areas and find resources. These social groups could develop unique cultural behaviors, even without the complexities of modern human societies. Grooming rituals, vocal exchanges, and coordinated group activities could strengthen bonds and foster cooperation. Over time, these behaviors might evolve into proto-cultures, laying the groundwork for more complex social systems. Interestingly, quadrupedal humans might maintain a more harmonious relationship with their environment. Without the ability to drastically alter ecosystems, they would be less likely to cause the large-scale environmental damage associated with bipedal humans. Forests would remain intact, rivers unpolluted, and animal populations undisturbed. This smaller ecological footprint could lead to greater biodiversity and healthier ecosystems overall. However, their limited impact on the environment wouldn't necessarily shield them from extinction. Climate change, disease, and competition with other species would still pose significant threats. Quadrupedal humans, unable to innovate at the same scale as bipedal humans, would face greater challenges in adapting to these pressures. In some ways, this alternate timeline could serve as a cautionary tale. It highlights the delicate balance between adaptation and opportunity, showing how a single evolutionary change, like walking upright, can set the stage for monumental achievements. Without bipedalism, humanity might never have risen to dominate the planet, but that doesn't mean quadrupedal humans would be without their own form of success. In their own way, these humans could thrive, carving out a unique place in the natural world. Their intelligence, while limited compared to modern humans, could still allow them to solve problems, build relationships, and navigate their environment. Their social bonds could create strong cooperative communities capable of surviving even the harshest conditions. Ultimately, the story of quadrupedal humans reminds us of the incredible power of evolution and adaptation. It challenges us to consider how small changes can lead to big outcomes, and how humanity's path, while extraordinary, is just one of countless possibilities in the history of life on Earth.